Christian Wood's epic return. Lakers fans can't miss this. Hey guys, this is Guilherme, and today I'm going to reveal why this return could be the big win the Lakers need to dominate the season. If you want to know how Christian Wood can transform the team and take us to the next level, stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to tell you could change everything. And let's get to today's news, but first just make sure you're already subscribed to the channel, because the next videos will be a series of content that will help you stay informed about everything related to the Lakers. Turn on the notification bell and select the All option, then we'll send you all the latest news that comes out behind the scenes of the Lakers. Lakers fans, we have a goal of 60 likes to hit this video. In the last video, we hit the goal in less than an hour. Prove that you're a die-hard Lakers fan and leave a like so we can hit this goal soon. Christian Wood recently made a bold statement stating, "I'm back and I'm coming back next season with a vengeance." That got a lot of attention, and I have to admit that his confidence excited me. However, now he needs to show that he can turn those words into action. It's one thing to promise, but the real question is whether he can deliver. I remember last season, around this time, we were still waiting for Wood to make a decision about his future. There was an expectation that he could be the key piece that would take us to the next level. Many believed Miami would be the obvious destination, as it made sense for his career. However, he surprised everyone by choosing the Lakers, which made many people pay attention. After all, we were talking about a player who averaged an impressive 17 points and 8 rebounds. He was known for spacing the floor as a power forward and even occasionally playing as a small forward, depending on the matchup. During the past season, we saw head coach Darvin Ham experiment with some interesting lineups with Wood, some of which even worked. At times, Wood has been placed in the position of guarding players like Kevin Durant, and he has been able to play a good role. This has shown that he has the potential to adapt and contribute significantly depending on the team's strategy. Now, as the new season approaches, the question remains, will Christian Wood be able to convert this confidence into consistent performance? Time will tell, but expectations are certainly high. I clearly remember a game in which Christian Wood had the difficult task of guarding Kevin Durant. He did an outstanding job on that occasion, which gave us a good dose of hope. However, things did not go as expected. Wood was not able to sustain the level of performance that everyone expected of him, and to make matters worse, he suffered an injury that further complicated his season. In addition to the challenges on the court, he also faced personal issues off the court, such as family issues that certainly impacted him. This ended up affecting what could have been an excellent season for him. On the other hand, I can't help but mention that part of the blame for Wood's underperformance also falls on coach Darvin Ham. Ham's use of Wood was not always optimal, which limited the player's potential. This shows how several factors, both on and off the court, contributed to Wood not having the impact we expected. Last season, Darvin Ham faced considerable challenges in using players effectively. A good example of this was Rui Hachimura, who had a solid performance but could have been even more impactful if he had been used differently. Then there's Spencer Dinwiddie. He was shining in a very specific role. The backup point guard was essential to relieve pressure on LeBron and D'Lo, especially when they needed rest. But instead of continuing to exploit this strength, Ham deployed him as a 3-and-D forward, which didn't make much sense. What surprised me the most was that in the only game in which D'Lo didn't play, Dinwiddie had the chance to step into the primary point guard role, and he shined with 26 points and 8 assists, leading the team to victory. That was the only game the Lakers won without D'Lo last season. I thought, finally, Darvin Ham will realize the importance of using Dinwiddie this way. But that didn't happen, and I confess that it still bothers me. Christian Wood also suffered from this lack of adjustment. He has the potential to be a key player, but like Dinwiddie, he wasn't used to his full potential. It's frustrating to see so much talent not being used to its full potential, especially when there are moments that show how much they could contribute if put in the right positions. Christian Wood is a player with an imposing physical presence, capable of dominating the area around the rim, and when necessary, hitting a three-point shot. However, throughout the season, Darvin Ham ended up using Wood in a way that didn't fully utilize his skills. There were times when he was placed at the top of the key, as if he were a shooter or even a shooting guard. This strategy didn't work well, as it took Wood out of his comfort zone, where he could really make an impact near the rim. Most of the times that Wood was effective were when he was closer to the rim, receiving the ball and driving to the basket. When he was used on the perimeter, his effectiveness diminished, which was frustrating to watch. I'm not saying that Wood can't play on the perimeter, because that's one of the traits that makes him a versatile player. However, his true strength is working in the paint, where he can use his finishing ability and draw fouls. I believe that on most nights he should be our backup center. Of course, there will be specific matchups where Jackson Hayes might be better, depending on the opponent's characteristics. But overall, Wood is a more logical choice due to his versatility, which allows him to adapt to different situations in a game. As a backup center coming off the bench, he can be a valuable asset to the team, offering a combination of physical strength and shooting ability that few players have. I'm really excited about the potential that J.J. Redick can bring to Christian Wood. I have a feeling that Redick knows exactly how to put players in the right positions so that they can shine. He has this ability to understand each player's strengths and deploy them in a way that maximizes their impact. And honestly, I think Christian Wood will be one of the biggest beneficiaries of this approach. I can see Wood excelling next season, especially if Redick can exploit him in the right way. If he's not used as a center, I see a lot of sense in putting him as a key piece to give LeBron a rest. I like the idea of a core rotation of D'Lo, Gabe Vincent, Austin Reeves, Max Christie, Jared Vanderbilt, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, and Christian Wood. This combination seems balanced to me, with plenty of options for different game situations. Sure, there are nights when Jackson Hayes might be a more strategic choice, and on other nights, even using Hayes and Wood together could be interesting. That said, I can't say that this would be my ideal starting lineup, but it's hard to argue with the presence of D'Lo, Reeves, LeBron, and AD as the cornerstones of the team. When you think of Gabe Vincent and Max Christie as the next in line, it's clear that this will be the most likely lineup on most nights. Ultimately, I think Redick has the potential to transform the team, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. Christian Wood, in my opinion, is the ideal player to fill the center position, especially when we're thinking about matchups where we need someone who can really unbalance the team. He's the kind of player you can trust to throw the ball and let him work around the rim, creating opportunities that our offense often lacked last season. There were times last year when our team just couldn't find a way to the basket. It felt like we were stuck, unable to score, even with talents like Rui Hachimura and Christian Wood at our disposal. These are guys who, if used well, can change a game. Just put them on the block, give them the ball, and let them do what they do best. Unfortunately, Darvin Ham didn't take advantage of that as much as he could have. Now, with J.J. Redick at the helm, I believe we will see a significant change. He understands the game and knows how to get the best out of his players. I have high expectations that Wood will be a big factor for the Lakers. When I think about what he brings to the team, I see a player who can not only help with rebounding and defense, but who also has the versatility to defend on the perimeter, make defensive switches, and play well in the pick and roll. All of that was evident last season. I'm really excited about the addition of Christian Wood because he is exactly the type of player who can make a difference, especially when used well. If Redick can use him the right way, I believe he will have a very positive impact on the team. Christian Wood is a versatile player who can score in a variety of ways, from the perimeter, from mid-range, or from the rim. He has the potential to be a guy who can put up 17 points and 8 rebounds per game, no doubt about it. But considering the Lakers already have stars like LeBron, AD, D'Lo, and Reeves, I don't expect him to keep up those averages playing here. However, if he can get around 20 to 25 minutes per game, I believe he can be an 8-point, 8-rebound player. Even if he gives us 1 or 2 threes a night, that would be a valuable contribution. Some nights he might shoot more, some nights less. But it's reasonable to expect him to put up 7 to 8 rebounds per game, in addition to 8 to 10 points. And honestly, having someone who can do that off the bench would be a huge boost. Last season, that kind of consistency was sorely missed. When Wood played last year, you could tell he was a little lost on the court, not knowing exactly where he fit in or how he should play. And to me, that lack of clarity is something that falls squarely on the coach. It's the coach's responsibility to make sure that the player understands his role, what's expected of him in each game situation. Unfortunately, I don't think that happened as well as it should have. I think part of the problem was the lack of proper training and clear guidance on how each player should contribute. When you don't practice enough, you don't know exactly where you're supposed to be, what your role is, or how to position yourself to help the team. That ends up showing up on the court. And that's something I hope to see fixed next season. I don't really know how things are going to play out for Christian Wood, but I'm really curious to see what happens. I'm a big supporter of his, and I think he still has a lot to offer and can be an important piece for the Lakers. However, it always generates a lot of discussion. So I'd like to hear your thoughts. What do you think? Do you see Christian Wood as a player who can still be an impactful player for the Lakers? Do you think he has the potential to step up and play well, either as a small forward or even as a backup center if needed? Do you think he will have a significant impact next season? Will he thrive under J.J. Redick, perhaps more than he did under Darvin Ham? Or do you think he has shown all he has to offer and may not be able to reach the 17 points and 8 rebounds averages he once had? I would be really interested to hear your thoughts on Christian Wood. Do you think he can still be that crucial piece that the Lakers need? Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching this far. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue receiving the next content. Access our playlist that will appear on the screen or in the pinned comment with all the latest news and updates about the Lakers, and stay up to date with the behind-the-scenes, highlights, last-minute controversies, transfers, everything about the Los Angeles Lakers team. See you in the next video.